Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and I join you barefaced because today I finally want to talk about this foundation that has taken over my life. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation. I bought this when I was in Las Vegas. I was at the mall, I was by myself, and I just felt like treating myself. And the only other thing I ever tried from Givenchy was a little eyeshadow trio a while ago, or was it eyeshadow palette or face palette or something? Long time ago. And I don't really know why this one specifically called to me, but it did. Oh, I have the lid on backwards. Here you go. Now here's the full effect. This is pretty pricey. It's pretty pricey on Sephora. It is $61. So I did have high expectations for this for the price, but for some reason, like, luxury makeup to me doesn't seem like it's always worth the price. It just seems like it's the name and everything. I don't really see, like, in a blind test, I wouldn't know that this blush was a luxury blush and the Dollar Tree was not. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I don't feel like the quality justifies the price, but with this, I have been pleasantly surprised. I love this so freaking much. So this is going to be a rave review, just a heads up. Other than the price, I think this is almost perfect for me. I love it. I looked at all my other foundations that I have there, and I have some other ones I really love and I still want to do videos on as well. But this is the only one I really want to reach for. So I'm going to put it on, I'm going to tell you why I love it so much, and we're just going to have a little rave review. And if you've tried it, I would love to know what you think about it in the comments as well. So let's read a few of the claims. I do have the shade 2N, and I had a different shade at first, but it turned out to be just a little bit too tan for me. Although I thought it looked really pretty, I had to like go out of my way to make sure it matched because it was just a hair too tan. And I feel like this shade 2N is a perfect shade match for me. So some of the claims: it has hyaluronic acid, medium coverage, long wearing, natural finish, it's hydrating. Let's see. Lightweight, hydrating, non-comedogenic, skincare infused foundation with a natural finish and a buildable coverage that blurs and improves skin over time. Let's see. What else you need to know? This hydrating serum infused foundation suits all skin types, offering long-lasting blur for a smooth and flawless finish all day. Powered by micro hyaluronic acid and ceramides yuzu extract, it leaves skin visibly plump, bouncy, and deeply hydrated even after you take it off. And I have to say, the hydration that this offers, it's almost too much. It's almost too much. So I feel like if you have dry skin, you would probably love this. If you have dehydrated skin, or you feel like your face is just kind of tight sometimes, especially now during the summer or maybe in the winter time, you know how our skin kind of changes with the seasons. This is really like over hydrating, but it feels so good on my face. So I'm not gonna put on any primer, but I'm gonna put on a little primer water just to kind of prep my skin a little bit. This is just the MAC Fix Plus multitasking spray because I put on my skincare a few hours ago, so I just want to kind of get a little moisture on there so it spreads nice and even. Got it everywhere. Okay. My instinct with this is to use 2 pumps because the one pump that comes out is almost a little bit, like, not that much, and I'm used to a little more foundations. What I have found with this, less is more. Less is better. Start with 1 layer, see how it looks, and put more if you want. But I think 1 pump of this is the perfect amount. My instinct has been to put 2 pumps because I just feel like it's not enough. But it is definitely enough. And I have found too, when I try to build it up, it just doesn't look that good. And I think it's because of the extreme hydration that this has. And I don't like to waste any of it, so I try to get every single little bit off of my fingers. Okay, so I got it smeared all over the face, and as you can see, the shade match is pretty good. I think the shade match is pretty perfect for my skin tone. As far as it having medium coverage, I would say Maybe if you build it up, it might have medium coverage. But again, like I said, if I put another layer or 2 pumps at all, I feel like it just doesn't look that good, and I think it's because of the extreme hydration that this has. I also think this looks really good all the way up to the under eyes, and I never like to put foundation on my under eyes because I think it just looks so awful. It just looks heavy and cakey, but with this, it's so thin and serum-like. I feel like it looks pretty good on the under eyes. I don't go out of my way to put it on my under eyes, but if it ends up there or I put too much or something, I think it looks fine. I also feel like this wears the same whether I have primer or no primer on. I get the same amount of lasting power, but of course if I'm using a long wear primer like this one, I've really been liking the Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer a lot. It wears really well with this. I also feel very comfortable using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray with this foundation because normally this dries the heck out of my face. My face will feel so tight, but I think because of the extreme hydration that this brings, this doesn't even make a difference on my skin at all. It does for lasting power, but not in the tightness or the dryness of my face. This is incredibly hydrating. So 1 layer, 1 pump, you could see it's very glowy, and it stays pretty glowy like this all day long. It doesn't totally dry down, and I don't like to set this with powder either. Again, I think it just looks the best when you leave it as is. At least that's been my experience. If I build it up too much, it doesn't look good, and if I set it with powder, it does not look good. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking again that it's the hydration. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but for me, when I put powder on it, it just looks cakey. It just looks heavy, and I've tried different powders. I've tried different like layers of powder, like trying to use the littlest bit, but for some reason this just doesn't play nice with a powder. I don't know what it is, it just doesn't, but I think it looks the best like this, and I don't think you need to set it with powder, because a lot of the time I find I set something with powder to tone down the wetness and the glossiness and the tackiness, not necessarily to increase longevity. This lasts well on its own. It doesn't really need to be set to increase longevity. Does that make any sense? But it stays looking like this all day. It will stay glossy, it will stay wet looking, and it will feel hydrating all day long. You will feel like you have something really good on your face. Like I said, my face feels completely good all day. As far as how it wears throughout the day, it kind of depends on what I'm doing. If I'm at work and for some reason it is super hot and I'm dabbing my upper lip and my chin a lot because I'm sweating, I will see some wear on my chin, but not in a bad way. I feel like it fades very gracefully, but it does not fade on the rest of my face at all. It will look just like this at the end of the day until I wipe it off at the end of the night. But the chin area, depending on how often I'm dabbing it or around my nose and stuff, anything's gonna kind of wear off at that point, but it looks really good all day. Let's get a little bit closer. So here's the coverage, 1 pump. I think it looks awesome. As far as the blurring quality to it, I don't know if it blurs really as much as it just stays really glowy, so the light bounces off of your skin in different ways. So maybe it kind of just, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like maybe it just kind of makes you think it's blurring. I don't know. But honestly, until I read that claim, I didn't really realize that was one of the claims. I just think it looks really pretty. It has a really nice coverage to it, not over the top. I am going to put a little concealer. And I've noticed every concealer looks good with this as well. I was kind of worried at first because it's so thin. I thought it would wear off a lot, or like wear off really quickly or fade really fast throughout the day. So I was using really lightweight concealers because I thought if I have a high coverage concealer on and this foundation completely disappears, it's gonna look weird, but it looks good with every concealer. I'm gonna use the Natasha Denona High Glam concealer, and I'm just gonna put some under my eyes and then a couple of other little spots that I want a little bit more coverage, but not even that much because I really like the way that this looks on its own. And it does have a fragrance. Let me talk about the fragrance as I blend in this concealer. So it smells really good. It smells like something I would want in a body lotion. It's not strong. but it's there. You can smell it, especially when you're blending it out. But I can only smell it until I'm done with the rest of my makeup and getting ready in the morning. Most of the time I don't even smell it that long. Like once I move on to another step, I kind of completely forget that it even had a fragrance. It's so light, it's barely there, at least for me. It doesn't bother me throughout the day. I don't get like a whiff of it later on in the day. It doesn't smell like alcohol and nothing like that. But it is there. It's a nice, very light floral scent, I guess. And I remember that face palette that I bought from Givenchy years ago had this exact scent. It smells just like a, you know what it smells like? That Chanel blush. It smells like that a little bit. Just a really nice, light, fresh, something to enhance the user experience, I guess. It doesn't bother me, but if you're extremely sensitive to scent or if your skin is sensitive to fragrance, you might want to give it a little patch test or something first, or get a sample at the store. And of course, I read some of the reviews on this on Sephora's website, and a few people do mention the fragrance and how much they hate the fragrance, that they returned it because they hated the fragrance so much, or that it made them throw up or something, like just something so dramatic. To me, it's very light and barely noticeable. It's something when you're first putting it on, you're like, what is that? But it doesn't smell like a perfume, at least to me, and it does not linger at all. So, but you know, we're all different when it comes to fragrances. Okay, this is the foundation done. I think it's so beautiful. I'm not even joking. I want to reach for this every single day. I absolutely love it. When I come home from work, it looks just like this. It looks just like this, if not a little bit worn on the chin, if I've gone out of my way dabbing and everything. Don't set it with any powder. Don't build it up too much. That's been my experience, and I think it's perfection. Perfection. And then I was trying to justify the price to myself because I'm like, yes, it's $60. I'm only using one pump per day. And I'm going to try to count how many, I mean, if I ever repurchase it, I'm going to try to count how many pumps I'm using to see what the cost per use is. Because I'm like, well, if I go out of my way to buy this one again, all of those ones I have back there altogether cost way more than $60. I could just not buy another foundation and just have this one. And I know it's going to last a long time because a little goes a long way with this anyway. I'm gonna justify the price to myself one way or another. Anyway, that is it. I just wanted to talk about this foundation that I absolutely love and do a little demo for you. If you have tried this, let me know what you think. Let me know if you love it, because I think it's perfection. It's absolute perfection in every way, other than the price, But that is it. If you've tried this, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.